What's up, guys? It's Aaron from How To's by Bros, and today I wanted to talk about worship. I'm really passionate about worship, and so this is something that's really on my heart. I love worship so much, and we're going to be talking about what true worship looks like and what it looks like in Christianity to worship. So this is my friend John. Worship is a lifestyle. It's not just one. It's not just one day a week, just worshiping, and it's not always just like looking on a screen and just like singing words. But I think it's a heart posture, and it's where your heart is. Not only on Sunday, but during the week as well. It's like being in His presence is just so powerful.
I think worship for me is about, I think anytime I'm able to put God above myself is a time of worship. And I think you need to create space in your mind for that. And that's why I think church services with songs and community can be a cool space for that. Just because music is a really powerful thing that can really create a cool atmosphere and an environment to be able to put God in a place where He's above us. But I think, like you said, just limiting it to just that on Sundays or whenever it is that you have worship services really limits what we can do with worship, because there's countless opportunities. You can do it any time where you can put God above yourself. I think it's about humbling yourself and praising Him and putting the focus on Him, and putting the focus on Him, above even the things that might be pressing matters at the time, or the things that are bothering you, or the things that you're excited about, or the other relationships in your life. Could be all good or bad things, but when you put God above all those things in your life, I think that's when worship can truly happen. So that's what worship is to me.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, a lot of times I get caught up in thinking that this is my time to worship, and we've gone to the park and just worshipped before, but I sometimes make the mistake of thinking all right, this is my time to worship and just being in the presence of God when I'm just singing, but I forget to be in His presence all the time, and we can literally be with Him all the time, and yeah.
I think those times that we do spend, with music and singing and that kind of worship is great. But I think like you said, while it is cool to set aside time for worship, I feel almost sometimes that makes us forget that worship can extend outside of just those times. And I think one of the things that a lot of people forget, and I've forgotten so many times, is that worship and art, and particularly I think worship and music, they're two separate things, and I think they're powerful when you bring them together. But they don't have to. Worship can be worship outside of music, and music can be music outside of worship. But I think ultimately, I think the purest way to worship is when we can get ourselves into rhythms of just seeing God in everyday life and in every situation. Being able to see where He's moving, what He's doing in our lives and the lives of the people around us. And when we can start seeing those things, we can start being grateful for those things and just giving Him props for the things that He does.
Yeah.
So it's tough to find that balance between setting aside time, but then also realizing that there's a lot to do with worship outside of that time. But
yeah, because I going back to what the actual worship times when we're singing to Him, that's when I feel His presence the most. And But just because we feel him just because we don't feel him doesn't mean he's not there. You know what I mean? So so if you feel God's presence during worship strongly, that's super awesome, and just keep doing that. But also know that he's always with you. You know, even when you don't feel him. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's another thing. It's a good point to tap into is the feelings and the emotion that come along with, you know. I think, you know, you have those euphoric moments when, you know, you feel the Spirit moving and you're in community with other believers and you're singing together and there's just that beauty, and you just, you know, you feel it, and those are awesome moments and inspiring moments, and they're moments that we need to have. But yeah, no, that's, you know, a very important thing to remember is just because we don't have those feelings doesn't mean that we can't be in a place of worship.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that has gotten in the way of my worship a lot of times in life, is I've found myself, you know, even in those settings where there's beautiful music going on, but I'm just like, oh man, I'm not feeling it. I guess my heart's not right. I guess I can't worship right now, you know. But it's not necessarily all about those feelings. It's not about all that euphoria. But the more important thing is to just realize where God is, realize where we are, and express our gratitude to Him. You know.
Exactly.
Even if that's not necessarily in this beautiful, joyful noise flowing out of us freely. You know, maybe it's just us, and we woke up and stumbled out of bed and haven't had our coffee yet. We're kind of just mumbling and moaning to God, but you know, I think to Him, you know, when we take the time to do that, even when we're not feeling it, you know, I think that's something that He's always going to enjoy.
Oh yeah.
You know, and He'll feel it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the coolest thing about worship too, is that not only can it bring us feelings of joy and beauty, but I think that's a time where God opens Himself up to us to allow us to create feelings for Him to feel.
Yeah.
To allow us to touch His soul. And that's insane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys want more videos like this, please let me know in the comments below. This isn't a normal video we make, but it was just kind of something we thought of, and it's just fun for us to just have our normal conversations and just film it and just you know, share our passions with you guys. So thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, thanks.